So it looks like one of the attorneys, Tony Busby, the one that was representing 120 Sean Diddy Combs victims, is getting his own lawsuit. One of the high-profile celebrities that Tony Busby says is connected to this, and he's been negotiating behind the scenes so that these well-known individuals are not charged or sued themselves. He's been negotiating settlements. Well, now one of those particular high-profile celebrities is fighting back with their own lawsuit. And in a separate video that we did, we talked about Diddy breaking jailhouse rules, and now his attorneys are fighting back against the feds, saying that they violated Diddy's rights. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So as you can see, I'm not in the studio, so I'm in Los Angeles getting ready for this Wednesday's Kempire After Dark live experience here in LA. You still have time to get your tickets and meet and greet tickets. More information on that will be available in the description. And if you're in London, we'll be coming there on December 8th, and then we're coming back to Washington, D.C. on January 24th, 2025. Again, more information on that and everything Kempire will be available in the description. So as you know, we've been one of your go-to sources for Diddy updates, and I didn't expect when I landed that there were multiple Diddy stories to go through. So let me just first start off with where we ended, and that is with the situation with Diddy trying to get bail for the third time, but prosecutors came out on Friday night with their own reasons, multiple reasons, accusing Diddy of breaking rule after rule after rule, reaching out to victims, utilizing inmates' PAC numbers, and putting money on their commissaries. There were a lot of damning accusations. If you missed that video, I also did a separate video letting you guys know I feel like YouTube might be suppressing some of those Diddy stories. So if you've been missing out and you're like, Kempire, what's the update? I haven't seen the update. Go to my page and see it there. So let me just give you an update in regards to this. Our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk write this. They said, yesterday, Neighborhood Talk reported that the feds were able to gain possession of Diddy's notes in prison where he wrote down he allegedly paid a woman to issue a public apology on his behalf. That was Kalena Harper. You may recall her name is mentioned multiple times in Dawn Richard's lawsuit. They both were part of the band Diddy Dirty Money. They say a lot of y'all were in the comments saying that y'all didn't believe that Diddy would write something like that down. But today, his own lawyer is calling out the feds for raiding his cell and giving personal notes to the prosecution. So you may recall, we mentioned in the previous video, there was a nationwide raid from the feds. We alluded that possibly, was it nationwide or was this something more specific to Diddy? Well, we don't know. They're saying that this was a routine raid. Okay, so according to TMZ, his attorney, Mark Agnafilo, still talking, is calling out the feds for violating Diddy's attorney-client privilege. His cell at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn was raided by the feds, and they were able to seize his personal belongings, including details about his defense and their strategies. He claims the search and seizure violates Diddy's 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights. His attorney wants the court to hold a hearing immediately so that he could figure out how and why this happened. He also calls out the feds for the, quote, illegal search, claiming that the search and seizure is, quote, outrageous government conduct amounting to a substantive due process violation. Look, I'm no attorney, but he's got a good argument here. Will the judge fall for it? Nah, it's hard to say because here's the thing. In the previous video that we did, we talked about what the Fed said. That's not the only thing that they mentioned in their response to his bail. They mentioned that he was breaking rules since the day he got there, violating the Bureau of Prison rules. He's been using other inmates' numbers. He's been having three-way calling. He's been utilizing social media with his children and using that to, quote, jury manipulate. So for those that keep wondering, like, well, there is no jury. Yeah, they're talking about the potential jury. They feel as if his social media behavior through his children is going to manipulate potential jurors. Speaking of his legal situation, well, as you also know, not only is he facing this federal situation, he's also facing multiple civil lawsuits, multiple, at least 120 that we know of from Tony Busby. But Tony Busby, and I've said this too before, even about the shakedown attorney that we talked about that was representing Courtney Burgess. I said she went on News Nation and she was talking about, well, there is this high profile person. We're in negotiations with them. Basically coming on a public platform saying, well, it would be in their best interest to pay the settlement. That way this information doesn't get out. That is a clear definition of extortion. I don't know if it's a clear legal definition of extortion, but it's the definition to me and you. Well, now a high-profile male celebrity, according to the Daily Mail, is suing Tony Busby for such behavior. You hear that, Ariel Mitchell? So the Daily Mail says a mystery celebrity who has decided to keep their identity secret has filed a lawsuit against the attorney representing more than 120 Diddy accusers. The lawsuit accuses lawyer Tony Busby of orchestrating an extortion scheme involving fabricated allegations of sexual misconduct. And according to him, there have already been a few high-profile individuals that have already settled with victims, according to him. In the suit filed on Monday in Los Angeles County Superior Court, I need to go down there just to see. The plaintiff, who knew Diddy, refers to themselves as a, quote, high-profile individual. They allege how lawyer Busby and his firm threatened to unleash false claims of SA unless the celebrity agreed to pay an exorbitant settlement. According to the complaint, Busby's alleged tactics included sending demand letters outlining serious but unfounded accusations, such as multiple instances of involving minors at parties purportedly hosted by the music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The man claims that Busby threatened to release entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of SA, including multiple intents of a minor, both male and female, against plaintiff if he refuses to comply with their demands. The suit, seen by TMZ, states how Busby's demand letters allege the plaintiff arred the males and females while they were under the influence of drugs. The lawsuit states that these claims were entirely baseless and maliciously designed to coerce the plaintiff into a settlement to avoid public scandal and reputational harm. I feel like there's such a thin line between what they're doing. You're trying to get a settlement for a potential victim, but what are you saying in that pursuit? The lawsuit also highlights Busby's history, because I told you I knew this name when it first came out. I was like, I know this name before. They highlight Busby's history of filing high-profile cases against celebrities, including NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson. In those cases, Busby was accused of leveraging public pressure and salacious allegations to secure settlements. The mystery celeb alleges that Busby once again is employing similar methods, weaponizing demand letters to extract money under the threat of litigation. The filing further mentions a case involving Green Bay Packers kicker Brandon McManus, in which Busby made dubious claims he knows would not stand up in court. We also have to remember Tony Busby also held a press conference and put out a 1-800 number, victim line, a hotline for people to call, where he purports that thousands of people contacted him. So the SA allegations made were later found to lack sufficient evidence in the McManus situation. The plaintiff, identified only as John Doe, claims that Busby's approach often involves a ticking clock where he pressures individuals to resolve matters quickly through mediation or risking damaging lawsuits. Represented by the prominent law firm Quinn Emanuel, the plaintiff is now seeking damages for extortion and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Sidebar, a lot of you said when we talked about these behaviors from Ariel Mitchell or Tony Busby, a lot of you were like, how are these high-profile individuals, celebrities, buying off victims? Why aren't they not going to jail? Well, one of these high-profile celebrities is fighting back, saying that this is what is happening. This is what they are putting out there in order to get money from these high-profile celebrities. So they continue, it says, as the case progresses, Quinn Emanuel has urged anyone with relevant information about Busby's alleged conduct to come forward. Do you think these other celebrities that were being pursued by Tony Busby will also be joining this lawsuit? Possibly. Busby has yet to issue a public response. You know that he will, because that's the kind of attorney he is too. As you already know, what Diddy is facing, his federal case is set to go to trial May 5th of next year. He's right in the middle of trying to get bail so that he can prepare for this. But the feds just issued their response. We did a separate video talking about that if you want to see the full response. Guys, I want to know your reaction to this update. I know a lot of you are going to be like, why is this person filing a lawsuit and not putting their name out there? We shall see what a judge says. A judge might say, no, you need to make yourself known. Guys, let's continue this conversation in the comments section. And again, if you're in Los Angeles, come to my show this week at the Bourbon Room Hollywood. More information on that and my London show in next month. And my DC show will be available in the description. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the ladder.